What's going on, Rotation TV? It's your boy Vic Nasty, and it's time for another Rotation TV Slice of the Knife. So you're probably thinking to yourselves, but Rotation, what does a beefsteak, tomato, scallions, cucumber, cream cheese, red onion, avocado, and capers have to do with anything? Well, what are you making? Well, when you've got bagels, that means we're making lox and cream cheese. My favorite breakfast sandwich. Now, as a kid growing up in New York, it used to be the bodega, bacon, egg, and cheese, and it's still a staple. But as you get a little older and your palate gets a little more refined, you find other things. And this is by far my favorite breakfast sandwich. And I love Jewish food, love kosher food, but this to me is the epitome of what breakfast sandwich should be. So the key to this is going to be thin strips of red onion. You don't want it to be too overpowering, so you want to try to get the thinnest possible slices that you can get, so that this way you have a nice thin slice of red onion, decent size. This a little thicker because I want the tomato to let off its juices. But for the lox and cream cheese, we're just going to get a handful of capers and we'll sprinkle that on. Now, as I said, we're going to be making something special for the missus. Today, I'm making her a sushi breakfast bagel. It's almost a Philadelphia roll at your local sushi shop, and we're going to go ahead and do something like that for her on a bagel. I'm going to go ahead and peel that. Here, we're going to go with a thin slice of cucumber for her. We need about 6 slices of cucumber for her sandwich. Just cut your green onion. It's just scallion. What you want to do is you're going to want to have this so right to the pit, right through. I'm going to go ahead and get that out. Get rid of that avocado seed. Beautiful. And as you can see, it just comes out nice. Okay, now here I have wild sockeye salmon. I forget the difference of what salmon and lox is between the two, but either way, it's thinly sliced, naturally hardwood smoke. This is ready to eat right out of the package. All right, so a key important thing here is you want to be very delicate as you're picking up your salmon. So you can see it flakes. So what I want to do here is I want to go ahead and kind of get in. Very delicate because you want to keep it cold. Now, unfortunately, I don't have a badass Jewish bakery to be able to get fresh baked bagels, but I do have a Panera, which is unfortunately the closest thing that I can get in Tampa, at least in my immediate area. That doesn't require me to drive 20 minutes to get a decent bagel. Normally, these places will slice the bagel for you, but I wanted to kind of give you guys a visual of what it should look like. So you should always be using a serrated knife. This is my little bread bagel slicer, and all I'm going to do is cut to the outside. As you can see, cut to the outside, cut to the outside. Now, one place where the missus and I disagree, there's a time and a place for a toasted bagel. This is not one of those times. Like, if you get the little joint on the block and from the cart in New York, and you put in the butter and the cream cheese, that's one thing. But for me, I don't feel like you should have to have a toasted bagel with this. This is meant to be chewy. This is meant to be delicious. All right, and pretty much there we have it. Everything we are going to need to assemble our bagels. I've got her bagel toasting right now. So the first one that I'll go ahead and prepare is going to be my standard lox, tomatoes, red onions, capers, and cream cheese. Now you can use the creamy, like the what do they call it? Not fluffy. Can't remember the name of it. Whipped. You can use the whipped cream cheese, but I like that thick cream cheese, man. Like, I like when you go to a little bagel cart in New York and the dude just puts a chunk of cream cheese on your bagel. Like, I mean a chunk, like literally a block, just like that. But for me, I think it's just a little creamier, I guess is the term I'm looking for, a little more substance. And we're going to go ahead and get our cream cheese on that there. To start with my lox. going to do our tomatoes. Going to do our red onion. See, and that's that thin slice I was telling you about, so it's not overpowering. You can kind of stack them on there. And most importantly, our capers. Here you're just going to kind of spread them. And done. All you do now is go ahead and assemble. And I thought I had the top the right way. I obviously did not. And go old school. Cut that bad boy right down the middle. And let's get a cross section. I am excited. And here we have our sin. Now I'm not going to toast both sides. You could pop it in the toaster and do it that way. I use a pan. I don't believe in toasters. I don't believe in buying an appliance that does only one thing when I have 3 others that can do the same exact thing. So here we got our toasted bagel. We've got our cream cheese. Perfect. Now what we're going to do with this is we're going to do something a little different. We are going to start with our avocado slices. Should always salt your avocado. So here I've got my granulated sea salt. I actually found this recently. I usually like the chunky stuff, but this is actually really cool because I don't have to do too much of the grind in my fingers. I'm just going to salt that lightly. We're going to do a little cracked black pepper. Next we're going to lay our salmon down. We'll do our cucumbers. And we'll finish off with our chives. Scallions, however you want to call them. Same shit. At least I think it is. Be a real asshole if I'm wrong. I did the same thing again. I did it upside down. And let's go for the cross section. Slice through. Hear the crunch on that toast. And our cross section. Philadelphia cream cheese bagel for the missus. Philadelphia sushi style cinnamon bagel. Lox and cream cheese. Capers, red onions, tomatoes, everything bagel. All right, Rotation TV. So thank you for hanging out. If you've never had one of these, try it. It's delicious. You can find it at Einstein Bagel. They make a decent one. It's not like getting it from a Jewish deli. If you got a Jewish deli near you, go, run, don't hesitate. But you can make it at home. As you can see, it's a super easy meal to make. We did the lox and cream cheese on the everything, and we did the Philadelphia sushi style bagel for the missus. We'll go ahead and get you an ingredient list. And thanks for hanging out with us on another What's on Your Plate. As my boy Beast would say it if he was here with me, I'm going to imagine in my head, you see what's on our plate, we want to know what's on your plate. We'll see you next week, y'all.